Yes, sir. Back at it again. It's your boy Acer Spades, host of the Big Kids Living. If you're new to the channel or to the podcast, Big Kids Living is a conversation-based podcast where I bring on guests and we have a conversation. Essentially, we're all just big kids living. And a lot of what we're doing now, we were doing when we were younger. We just probably never realized that's what was going to push us into our passion or into our purpose, I guess you could say. In addition to that, maybe we just set aside what we were, that passion or that purpose, and we kind of forgot about it. But we just couldn't shake that feeling, and now we're living in that. So it's always good to touch base with that, get our roots in what that is. So that's what the purpose of this conversation will be, touching base with that, but also giving people a chance to talk about their past, their present, and what's in store for the future. And then hopefully in those conversations, you guys out there might be able to grab something that could help you run into your purpose or your passion. So stay tuned, man. We got some great things coming. But with that being said, it's only right that I, introduce to you guys who our special guest for today is, and that's my boy Munik.
What's going on, brother?
Chilling, man, chilling. I didn't want to put your government out there. That's
of course.
But once again, it's my guy Munik. Before we start,
thank you.
Of course, man. Before we get started, I want a quick shout out to Lucid FC.
Yes, sir.
This is the spot. This is their storefront here in Atlanta, Georgia. So I just want to shout out to them and thank you for letting us use their space. As you can see, my dog fitted down with the
Lucid everything except for the shoes. Shoes on the way.
Well, for sure. So with that being said, man, how about you tell the people who you are, what you do, man?
Yeah, for sure. So, like he said, I go by Munik. That's my artist name. My daytime occupation, I guess you could say, is working here at Lucid FC. It's a local Atlanta brand founded by the two twins, Bess and Chet, in 2010. We just got this location back in November.
Okay.
But yeah, I've been with the brand since about 2018. And then, outside of this, I work with a brand called Kitboy's Club, which is a lifestyle brand. And then we also have a music label with it, with 3 artists, and I'm one of the artists. So that's what we push the music through. Shout out Kitboys and Lucid and Azer, for sure.
No, for sure, man. We've been talking about this for a minute, so.
Yes, sir. Glad we got to do it.
For sure, man. I think it's been years, man. I think it's been 2 years now. We've all
easily
been talking and planning it. It just never fell through. So I'm glad today or this weekend I can make this trip up here, and I definitely, we go way back, man. Back to
college soccer.
Facts, man. 2014,
college soccer.
2015. We're gonna put the name out there now. You think we should put the school out there?
Nah.
All right. So back then we were playing together. My first year of college ball, your second year of college ball. We were on the same team, and I got to see Amar, and who he was, and just how he carried himself, and from there we had a mutual respect for each other. And
I think so too. Yeah, you can learn a lot about a person on the field.
Facts.
Playing sports, definitely.
And then that summer I left, and I think we both left the school at that time.
Yep.
But
around the same time.
On socials, we just stayed in touch. I was showing love for each other for whatever we had going on. And it's crazy, man, for both of us to transition from the soccer field to the creative space, man. And here we are.
Yeah, so. It's a tough thing for all of us, because it's that time of you don't really know what you want to do,
Facts.
how you want to do it, when you want to do it. You just know you want to do some shit, but you just got to start somewhere, you know, and I'm sure it was like that for you. You had to start. You didn't really know what you were doing, how you were going to do it.
Exactly.
But, you learn along the way.
And in addition to that, man, I think it's a hard thing for athletes,
Definitely. To retire,
exactly.
Bro, that shit sucks.
Exactly. Trying to figure out, like, dang, what's life now, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But luckily, we were able to find our passion or, our purpose in something greater than ourselves, which is creating, and it's a lovely thing. So with that being said, man, let's go ahead and get into it, man.
Yes, sir.
Artist as well as, I guess, a brand creator. You were part of the first.
I'm kind of like a Swiss Army knife for Lucid. I just do everything and anything that I can, help out with. So.
I got you. So with that being said, man, how long have you been making music and performing in the performing space?
So I originally started in about, I want to say, right around 2015, right when I got done with the soccer stuff, and a little bit before that, I had gotten into production.
Okay.
And then the production just geared me into, appreciating music in its entirety. So then making beats turns into I wanna make the whole thing now.
Yeah.
So then it starts. Maybe a year after that or so, me and my boy Leak Matic, we got serious about it, and we recorded for, I want to say, 2 years.
Okay.
2 years nonstop, and didn't drop a fucking thing, because we just wanted to get the sound right, see, what we could create.
Yeah.
And so right around 2015, I want to say.
I got you. And we were talking yesterday, and you told me, you kind of let it slip, man. Your musical background started even before that.
Oh yeah. So even before I took soccer serious, I played. I was in a band. I played trumpet. So that's really where it started from. I never knew that that was still like
lingering.
Yeah, and that was still a show of my love for music. Because I always, ever since I came to the U.S., I always loved music. And I always wanted to create it, so that's kind of what trumpet, allowed me to do.
Did you think at the time when you were playing the trumpet that music would take you this far? You'd be
oh no, definitely no, not to putting out multiple projects, collaborating with friends, doing shows with your friends, traveling because of music shit. No, definitely not. But you don't think about that type of stuff when you're young.
Facts, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I mean, how is it? It's one thing to be an artist, but to be an artist and be in a group environment and know like you got people who, your friends. How's that been? Yeah,
it's good. I think recently, I think a lot of us are at that point where we grown up now, so we can communicate effectively. We can let our emotions show. We don't gotta hide anything with each other, and that's the important part with doing it with my friends.
Okay.
We can keep it real with each other. But yeah, the main thing with a group environment that I have found is you can't be selfish. It's easy to think like, oh, I'm bigger than this shit, or I'm not getting what I want out of it, or I'm not involved enough, or to take that approach. And I see a lot of people with that mentality, but you just gotta always think. It's like soccer. Every lesson I learned from soccer my whole life, I apply it to daily life and the music stuff. You get 90 minutes, you're not gonna have the ball the whole 90 minutes. Not everybody's gonna be looking at you the whole time. What are you doing the rest of the game? You gotta play defense sometimes. You might have to sub out. Give somebody else a chance to shine. So.
And I think in one of your songs, I can't remember. I think it's the first song on the mixtape, the Kitboy's mixtape 1. You said you became
Before the Sun.
Yeah, you said you became comfortable with basically being the assist man, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Celebrate. I said something like celebrate the assist, like I score a goal or something like this. Yeah.
So I definitely still see the soccer references in there.
Yeah, cause you know how I was, bro. I didn't want to score. I want to pass it to the last second. I'm gonna pass it and try to get the assist. But yeah, you gotta help out. Sometimes people won't be like, I need help, or I'm struggling. That's a hard thing for all of us to do. So it's like I was always able to see that shit in people, and I can offer some sort of help that can maybe push them to overcome what they're struggling with.
Just talking, you said you got to be able to be basically vulnerable with your people. How vulnerable are you with in your lyrics and in your music? How does that play a part?
Definitely a lot. We don't have these like big, extravagant studio sessions where we're partying with women and drinking and everything is suppressed. We like to do that shit at the crib. Where we're just in there, and it is, like you said, it's a vulnerable thing. To get on a mic and talk about issues in your life because. But I'm always thinking like and it's not that many yet, but. People do come up and they're like, yo, your lyric, like a couple weeks ago, dude came here to the shop and he said, he brought up a song that like nobody ever listens to, and he was like, yo, this one line got me through the week. So I helped him for his whole week.
Yeah.
Just off some shit I said. So that's why I always, place value on the lyrics.
I got you.
And, what message we're trying to send.
I got you. And I can relate to that somehow, especially when it comes to, this podcast. Like I said, giving people a platform where they can, express themselves, give them a platform where they can promote themselves, tell their story, but in that, their story could possibly help somebody else. Somebody who's maybe on teetering between, should I really go, 100% into this? Should I really take this seriously? Hearing somebody's story here of how, they were having the same battles, they were having the same self-doubt, and then, they hear a story here that could possibly change their outlook and perspective, and like, all right, yeah, I'm going into this 100%.
Yeah, and, you're not, putting music out, but what me and you were doing, it's the same purpose, trying to inspire, trying to, help people, because we understand that journey, it gets lonely, it gets hard, but it's inevitable.
Yeah.
So we have to provide tools for people to be able to use on that journey.
I feel you. So, during, you said 2015, around that 2015, when was like your, dang, I could really make something of this, or, oh yeah, I'm like that. I'm really about to take this full circle and really go into it hard.
Yeah.
Like, cause when you first start out, you might make it for yourself and like, you might play it for your people a little bit. Mm-hmm. But when was your like, oh yeah, this something that's really gonna hit and resonate?
Thankfully, I have super supportive friends. Mm-hmm. So they've been telling me since like day one, yo, this shit is crazy. Even when I hated it, Leek and Josh and Sekou and all the homies, they would be like, yo, this shit is crazy as fuck.
Yeah.
But I never really, I struggled with the self-belief, and doubting the shit all the time.
Yeah.
Really up until Volume 2.
Okay.
There was a song on there I got with the homie Smoke. And, we made that song. That was the last addition to the project. And, I didn't think anything of it. Because as an artist, sometimes I think it's hard for us to be like, oh, this shit is hard. But, the public might not receive it as that. Or, oh, this shit is ass. But then the public receive it as this is the best shit ever. So it wasn't until the Kids See Ghosts song and we performed it live for the first time. That was like the first time like that I had kind of incited it like a mosh pit.
Yeah.
So when I saw people going crazy to some shit that wasn't, talking about, fucking bitches or guns and all this crazy shit, that's when I was like, okay, like, I can still get this message across and, still get people to turn up and have a good time with it. So really, really that song and just being on that stage and seeing how it touched people and, them singing the song word for word, both verses. That was a big moment.
I got you.
That was definitely
I
big.
can only imagine how that feels like you're performing at your
and
music.
it wasn't like some arena crazy 50,000 people. It was like 100 people in there, but to me that's
even that, man, like it's not every day you go into a spot and everyone knows your lyrics or your song.
Yeah, even one song, I'm okay, like,
Yeah.
It's at least I got to you with something.
Facts. So what inspires you when it comes to music, or who inspires? What inspires you? Because I know we were just talking about lyrics where you don't have to talk about, what most of the songs are now with when it comes to women or drugs or guns and like that. So what inspires you when it comes to music?
Definitely the journey that I've had up until this point, but above all, I think the most important thing for me, and and I look back to when I was uninspired and I wasn't doing shit with my life. I looked at what did I have around me, and I had people that were doing the same stuff, and I was a leader for the wrong things too. But now all my friends are on their shit. You doing this, that inspires me. Me seeing that you're on top of your stuff, that you're working. So if I'm around people that are always working, that are always striving for something else, then it's like, and even here at Lucid, the whole staff is just super inspirational. So it's like I just look at everything and I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to be like that guy, but I want to be like this guy. So I'm gonna align myself with this guy and try to take game from him and really learn from people.
I feel that. There's a mutual respect in that as well.
Yeah.
I'm sure those guys.
What you're around will either pick you up or drag you down.
That's facts. That's facts. So, like you said, your background kind of plays a part in that. I don't know if you want to share this, but I know, you're not from the States. You know, you're
No, not
born
originally.
elsewhere.
No.
You moved over. So can you speak on that a little bit? Like,
Yeah, so this is actually where the rap name comes from. I was born in Munich to refugee parents from Bosnia.
okay.
And that's how I came up on the name, because that's the origin of my story. That's where it began. So
dope.
I knew I wanted to tie that into it somehow, and then I just changed the spelling of it to the K, and that's for Kitboys.
That's dope.
So yeah, I never really told people. Nobody really ever asked. They just thought, oh, this is a German dude, but no, I was just born there.
Okay.
But yeah.
So with that coming over, how old were you when you came over?
I was 5 years
Okay.
old, 2000. Yeah,
Okay.
Y2K.
So, so living here for that long and seeing the cultures, both cultures, I'm assuming, how does that play into the music, or does it play in the music at all?
Yeah, I don't think it does too much, because I always tell people, like, I've been here long enough.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm American.
Yeah.
Like, my first language is English. Not the first language I learned, but my thoughts are English. Everything I'm around is American. So that's definitely a big inspiration for it.
Yeah.
But I don't look at it like, oh, I gotta put this into the
Yeah,
music.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I got you. Would you ever put it in music? I don't know what Bosnian music is like, but I'm just.
It's a lot of folk music, a lot of fucking accordions.
Hey, that'd be hard though,
and
man.
horns and pianos and stuff.
That'd
yeah.
be hard, man.
I think it's I think I grow up listening to this type of music.
Yeah.
It definitely touched me without me ever even realizing it. That's why I'm geared heavily towards instrumentation and certain sounds.
Yeah.
In that sense, yeah, I definitely think it does play a big part.
Okay. So we talked about this. We've been talking. And we haven't. Yeah, you can adjust that, man. We've been talking about this, but we never actually. So, how would you describe your music, or genre-wise, and all that?
I mean, our music is definitely rooted in like the, like I said, the essence of hip hop, the essence of lyricism, and the ability to get a message across,
Yeah.
in a cool way, like
Yeah.
to where somebody can listen to it, but at the same time, the first thing somebody gonna say before they even listen to what you're saying is, oh, the beat hard. So,
Yeah.
that's where it starts. We value the production heavily. Shout out all producers. And then from there, it's like, okay, the beat's hard, so I'm gonna listen to it. And then once they start listening to it, it's like, okay, now I gotta listen to what he's saying. So it's about, like I said, getting that message across and really inspiring people. Like if I could use one word for my music, I would like to inspire people.
I got you. That's dope.
Because I needed it at some point, and that's what music did for me.
Yeah.
The artists that I was listening to growing up and that I was around, inspired me. So
I got you. And you're definitely inspiring. I'll say, like, sitting this morning, I was driving around with people I have with me. Shout out to Nashawn, who's behind the camera right now. Kai in the back. I'm going to shout you out. I know you're already looking like
yeah, but they're hiding.
Charisma in the back. But we're riding around, and I had Kitboys playing, So one of the songs, How High, is it? I think
Shout out Leakmatic.
Yeah, Leak Cold. Leak Cold.
Leak Cold. Leak Cold.
But I had How High playing, and today was a rainy day in Atlanta, but it was just a nice vibe. You know what I mean? Nothing like, I didn't need anything hype or anything. Just some chill music, but it was so chill. But also like the lyrics came through as well. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like just the chill vibes or just taking over. Like the lyrics came through as well. And after, Nashawn was actually like, kind of after the song, and then Nashawn just turned to me and was like, man, that was beautiful, man.
Thank you.
For real, man. It really is some great music. So if you haven't already, make sure y'all check out Kitboy's Apple Music, Spotify.
Yeah, all platforms. Right now with Kitboys, we got 2 tapes out, Kitboys Volume 1 and Kitboys Volume 2, third one, working on it hopefully this year. So
yeah. So you spoke about, doing some live performances before.
We done 2 shows.
2 shows.
2 of our own shows. We done other shows. But
Okay. So how would you describe the feeling of, I know we described, the feeling of someone just, or people just, going lyric for lyric of, every song or a song. How was it just in general, like the performances? How does that feeling for you? Which one do you prefer more? Just recording and just recording amongst the guys, or actually performing the music?
Yeah, I mean the performance thing is that comes with actually doing it and getting comfortable with it. Like I remember the first ever show we did. I was nervous as shit, bro. Like I couldn't even think straight. We came to sound check and they start playing the music and I'm like, shit, I don't even know my own verses. And I was like, what the hell? And then it came time for the show and I was just like, look, bro, grow up. Just fucking rap the shit. So the important thing with our shows, and me and the homies always talk about it, is, and with the brands and stuff, is you wanna create a world, and even with the shop, we want a place where people can go and they're comfortable. There's no pressure to buy anything or support anything. We don't shove anything in people's face. Cause at the shows it'll be a lot of people. They just come by themselves. And it's like you can come by yourself, and it's not just people just standing around on their phones. Like we want people engaging with each other, engaging with the merch, engaging with the music. After the show ends, we mingle and talk to everybody. It's definitely not some standoffish shit like a lot of artists.
I respect it, man. Like you said, the nerves. The first time you performed, I'm not even gonna lie, man. We're just getting back into the swing of things here, and I think I said this during Kai's interview too. Just getting back into the swing of things, man. This whole weekend, I just had nerves, man. Because I know it's like when you're passionate about something, you're always worried about like how well you're gonna do, if the people are gonna receive it well, like you said.
You don't want to mess up.
So I mean, and I've heard the saying like, when you're nervous, that just means you still care. So you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I think that's a key part of it and important as well. I'm going to transition to this. So what is your creative process like when it comes to like making your music and writing, sitting down to write? Like what's that process like for you?
So about more than half the times I record is with the homies Leak and Josh. We play a bunch of beats, whether people are sending us stuff or we got to go on the internet and find it ourselves. We don't like having any reason not to be able to record, so we kind of force ourselves to record even when we don't want to. It's really not like some scientific equation I can give you, bro. Like usually just play the beat, then we'll write some stuff, and then I'll lay mine or vice versa, and then you just kind of start with a skeleton, and then you add some stuff to make it complete, really create the whole song. Because when we started, all we would do is we go in the booth, you just rap until you can't rap anymore, and then we just bounce that out, and that was it. But now we're more focused on creating songs and stuff that's gonna flow and people can naturally listen to, and not have to be like, damn, why did he just rap for 2 minutes straight?
I got you.
I didn't want to hear that, but that's what it was. So.
I feel that. After this, man, you and Nashawn gonna have to drop some bars, because Nashawn behind the camera, he was an artist. He itching right now if you look at it. No, man. But definitely, man, we're gonna. I might hop in the booth, man. I got nothing to say or nothing.
Come on, Hazel. Come on, man.
I'm just pull a Drake, man. I'm just gonna talk on the beat. No, but I want to transition, man. We've talked a little about the past, your present. So let's go ahead and talk about a little bit about the future. Like, what's in store? What do you have in store? Like the next couple months? What do you have in store? And then we'll go 5 years down the line. Where do you see yourself, the music, and all that? Like, so.
So my immediate thing was, after going all of last year without dropping anything, my immediate thing was, not even to get people to respect me for my ability or the songs or any of that. I want to show people, we're working, we're trying our best, and that comes with releasing stuff, and showing them that you are, you can say like, oh, I'm working, I'm doing this, I got this and that planned, but until you actually start doing things, that's when you really garner that respect. And for us, we just want people to take it serious, because I think that's what the music invokes, is serious thought. So we want to be taken seriously ourselves. Right now, in the immediate future, maybe I think next Wednesday, what is it, the 22nd? Yeah, I think it's the 22nd. May 22nd, I'm dropping the third song of an EP I have with the homie Khalil Stewart.
Okay.
Two of the songs are out right now with two whole music videos, and then next week the song and another music video is gonna drop. So that's my immediate forecast. And then after that, I'm definitely gonna pivot back into the working with the Kitboys Club Records homies.
Okay.
Working on some solo stuff as well, and just keep the momentum going. And because I find that when I'm uninspired or I'm not doing anything, it's because I'm literally not doing anything.
Yeah.
So it's like, even if I gotta force it, it's just the only way that it works.
I got
for
you.
me personally.
Speaking of Kitboys, I mean, not talked about this. We didn't touch on that enough. At least I think it'd be pretty cool. So how did you guys come about with Kitboys?
So the Kitboys homies are really, it goes back into the soccer stuff too. I met most of them at an organization in Stone Mountain. It's like a little east of Atlanta. It's called Stone Mountain, but we played for a soccer team out there called SMISA, Stone Mountain Youth Soccer Association. This is a long time ago. This is like 2008, and I joined the team, and that's where I met a few of them, and then we just kind of maintained that relationship all through high school, and we were always hanging out and doing stuff, and we would have these we would have kick-arounds with because we were still pursuing the soccer stuff all the way through college. Some of us played semi and professionally, so we would have these kick-arounds and gatherings, and we saw like the community that we could invoke. Like how we could connect the community, and then I think that just kind of turned into what we were talking about earlier. Like we were like, damn, we not gonna be able to play soccer forever, our whole lives. So we gotta move it into something else. And at first it didn't start as a clothing brand, or it didn't start as anything. Like it just kind of started as we were just all hanging out, taking pictures together, wearing soccer jerseys, that type of stuff. And then as we got older, it's like, okay, now we got to take shit serious and find ways to make it worthwhile.
I got you.
And
so when did you guys start releasing like actual like clothing pieces and all that?
Clothing pieces, I want to say maybe around 2017. 2016, we dropped the first T-shirt. And that's all it was for a while. It was just T-shirts with like iconic soccer legends on it. And because we didn't really know what the hell we wanted to do. Like, we didn't know whether we wanted to do clothing, whether we wanted to do music or anything. But now we realize we could do everything. We could do shows, we could do pop-ups, you could do clothes, releases, lifestyle stuff, events, all type of stuff.
That's dope. Speaking of clothing, you guys had done a couple partnerships, right, with the clothing? Yeah,
so we've had collaborations with Lucid, obviously. Shout out Lucid FC once again. We've had some collabs with Hummel. We got a special project coming with them. Can't get too much into that one.
I feel you. But y'all heard it here first.
Collab with Hummel on the way, and then maybe by the time this come out, that shit'll be out. So and then we worked with Umbro. We did some stuff with New Balance as well. We helped them with a Atlanta documentary a few years ago. So it's really about we're trying to align ourselves with the players in the game that we think we could help. And we could also benefit from it as well.
That's dope though. And you said you guys all started out playing together. No, but you were playing Cam back in the day, right?
Yeah, center mids, center attacking mid.
I was right behind your CDM, man.
Yes, sir.
We was running the middle. We was running the middle for a little bit there.
You was like N'Golo Kante in there.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Nobody believes me, but back then I did not have my size, bro. You remember back then?
Yeah, I mean, you were still bigger than the rest of us.
I don't know about all that, bro.
It was no way to take the ball from you once you got behind the ball.
Hey, just a little something. But no, for sure. I'm not gonna lie, man. You slimmed down a lot since the last time we seen each other.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was definitely not as healthy as I should have been in college. Definitely all that going to GSU, Statesboro on the weekends.
Hey, I had no part of that.
All them beers, man. That was not conducive to a healthy lifestyle.
No, but for sure, man. Before we wrap it up here, man. Once again, I want to say I appreciate you for having me here, letting me come through here. What I like to do before we end the show, I like to do a quick fire round of questions. Just something something fun, something light, nothing crazy.
Yeah, let's do it.
So we're gonna start off with this, man. Out of all your songs that you've created, what is your favorite?
I get asked this question all the time. You said quick fire. I'm not gonna think about it too long. I'll say Barcelona. Barcelona with the homie Leakmatic.
Okay.
Just because that one is so fun to perform too. Like,
yeah,
I love that song. Yeah.
So y'all check that out. If y'all wondering which song to check out, check that one out. And give them 3 more or 2 more so they can.
2 more, definitely the most recent song I got with Khalil is called Poetry. Full video out. We shot it in California, beautiful scenes. So yeah, I go Barcelona, Poetry, and then I gotta get an honorable mention to Kids See Ghosts with Smoke too. So
nice. And at the beginning of this episode, and probably at the end, the music that you heard in the background, that's actually the intro for All Good. So you guys make sure you check that out. Like I said, it's real smooth, calm vibes, but really it packs a message in there for sure. Top 5 artists right now, and also your Mount Rushmore of hip hop.
Oh, you should have told me so I can prepare for this. All right, top 5, all genre, really. My personal favorite, I gotta go Schoolboy Q. Outkast is in there. Okay. A lot of JID, Jid. Shout out Earth Gang as well. God, I've been listening to a lot of Mike recently, from New York. He's hard as shit. Earl, the West Coast Vince. Yeah, I think that's 5. I'm just gonna stop.
Yeah, you were past 5.
I'll keep going on shit I listen to, bro.
I got you.
And then Mount Rushmore, Jesus fucking Christ, what is Mount Rushmore? 4?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not fair. All-time artist.
All-time artist. To you. So this is,
Oh, to me.
Hey,
okay.
don't come after him.
I'll say, yeah. Come on, please spare me. I'll say Andre.
Okay.
I'll put Future in there.
Yeah, I got him with this one, man.
Yeah, 4 is not fair, bro.
Hey, man, I be thinking the same thing, but I got to put a little pressure on you, brother.
Yeah, no, facts. Yeah, what is it to? I said Andre, Future. Yeah. I'm trying to not do all Atlanta because I really want to just do all Atlanta artists.
We'll do this just for you. All right. Top Mount Rushmore of Atlanta.
Mount Rushmore of Atlanta. Okay, easy. Let's do Future. Let's do 3K. Let's do Gucci, and let's do. I gotta do it for my boy 2 Chainz, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a respectable list.
And then honorable mention JID, like I said.
Okay. Oh, JID from Atlanta?
Yeah, hell yeah, East Atlanta.
I didn't know that. Respect. All right, so this one right now, you guys, you and my brother were off to the side touching on this for a little bit. I already had this in my notes though.
Okay.
As the Drake and Kendrick beef just ended.
It did end, in fact.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Who do you think won and why? Or even, like, you guys were having a conversation. I was trying not to take too much from it because, I already had this in my notes and all that. But who do you think won, why, and what does it do for the culture?
I think the common consensus will be that Kendrick won just because of the the character issues he raised and stuff like that, but and the charts. He just debuted at #1 this week, so I guess you could say that he won. For me, I don't think either of them win. I'm not a big fan of them motherfuckers tearing each other apart like this, but I think it also drives the hunger, like what we were talking about earlier. I think it'll kind of reinvigorate the game a little bit, give people a little more hunger for it.
Yeah.
And then you said what do I think
does for the culture?
What I think it does for the culture? Yeah, I think it'll I think it definitely light a fire under some people's ass, show people like, I wish it wasn't like, I wish they didn't have to go #1 because of some beef shit, but like I said, hopefully it shifts it in a positive way,
I remember when you guys were off to the side, you said something along the lines of you could see the hunger in both of them.
Yeah, definitely.
What the game was kind of missing. Mm-hmm. So now I feel like you said, people are on notice now. Hopefully, it catches like fire,
Yeah,
you know.
definitely.
And it doesn't, like you said, it doesn't necessarily have to be aiming at each other or anything like that, but just, you know, have that hunger back in the game for sure.
Yeah, just make good music. That's what the focus should be on, is the music.
Facts.
You know, at all times, you know, making the best possible music to uplift and help as many people, you know, instead of making them do negative things or think negative thoughts.
Gotcha.
You know?
So last question. This one has a little bit of twist to it. So the question is, and shout out to All the Smoke podcast. I got this from them. If y'all aren't tapped in, make sure y'all tap in. It's Matt Barnes and Three Stack. Or not Three Stack. Yeah, I'm blanking right now. Steven Jackson.
Steven Jackson, yeah, I was gonna say Jackson. I couldn't think of his
like,
first name. Yeah,
but
Fire podcast.
For real. Who would you like to see on the show? But the twist is, you have to help me get them on the show.
On this show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And not necessarily like help me get them on, but, you know, just throw out, you know, make the introduction if possible.
Okay. Definitely the either the Lucid Twins. You know, we're in their space right now. Definitely the Lucid Twins. You know, you can have a wonderful conversation with them about with the fashion stuff, and then, you know, also the manager of Lucid, Jose. You know, big inspiration for us here. You know, he's worked in music and fashion for a long time.
Oh, that's dope.
So if you're ever in Atlanta, definitely let me know. I'll set that one up.
For sure.
But on some like famous people shit.
Oh, you got those kind of contacts? Okay.
No. I was just gonna say, you know, we should definitely look to get like an Atlanta United player on or something. You know, just somebody we can talk about the game with.
Yeah, relate to.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I like that idea. So we'll definitely, you know, we'll chop it up after or offline, and we'll talk about it.
Yes, sir.
But speaking of, you know, Atlanta United, who's your English Premier team, or who's your favorite team?
My favorite team is right here, man.
Okay, yeah.
Borussia Dortmund. You know, even though I was born in Munich, you know, I'm a heavy Dortmund supporter. In the Prem right now, with the Prem, I don't really attach emotionally to it.
Yeah.
Cause that shit is fucked up every year. Like you might have a good team, next year you're ass.
Yeah.
I like Arsenal. Obviously, I love them during the Arsene Wenger period. I love them now. You know, they're playing some beautiful football. But with the Prem, I usually just, you know, whoever playing the best. I like Aston Villa right now. I like their game.
Okay.
And Man City obviously go crazy.
I got you.
So.
Fee. All right, I appreciate that, man.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, you know, got to give it a little outro music. You know, got to give it to them. You got to give it to them boys, man. But as we're wrapping up here, you guys just sat through another episode of the Big Kids Living podcast. I appreciate you guys. Today we got to sit down with my boy Munik.
Thank you.
You know, of course, man. Talk about the past, the present, what's in store for the future. Make sure you guys tap in with him. Stay up to date with what he's got going on. Let them know where they can follow you and all that at.
Yeah, so it's all platforms. My personal one is Munik, MUNIK, TOATL, Munik to ATL. And then you can follow the brands, Lucid FC on everything, Kitboy's Club Records on everything. So.
Yes, sir. So, you know, as you guys are watching, if you guys are this far into the video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share some reels, some posts, whatever. Let people know about the podcast, man. Like I said, I'm getting back into the swing of things, and I'm really looking forward to bringing, you know, something new to the space, and as well as giving people a platform to share themselves. So make sure you guys, once again, like, comment, share, and remember, guys, we're all just big kids living, man. We're all just trying to make it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. We're out.